life. Human life. Can we just please dispense with the human life jingle? It's so boring. Of course, we're all pro-human life. Show of hands. How many in favor of people not being dead? Well, let's face it. We love guns. Go to the movies, for Pete's sake. Turn on your TV. We're a pistol-toting, gun-loving people. Remember, we started this country with the shot heard around the world, not legislation. Am I right? Look, Denny Crane is a lawyer himself, a scholar. In fact, if there are two legal minds that were ever in perfect sync in this country, it would be those of Antonin Scalia and Denny Crane. Check their DNA. Twins, separated at birth. I tell you, Denny and Tony, Tony and Denny. Can you imagine Denny Crane on the Supreme Court? Wow, Scalia, Roberts, Thomas, Alito, and Crane. Talk about birds of a feather.
Jerry, what are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm celebrating the actions of my client. I'm acknowledging that he, along with the Supreme Court, not all, but the big five, are smarter than any other Supreme Court we've ever had. I mean, no other Supreme Court in our 200-year history could find a right to bear arms for non-military purposes. But suddenly, presto, thank God for the big five, I tell ya. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It turns out the trick is to just ignore the first 13 words. Home free. See, Big Tony calls this the prefatory clause. Prefatory, I guess that means worthless. And this is the operative clause. Of course. All this nonsense about the right being necessary for a well-regulated militia, they put that in for fun, those founding father jokesters. We weren't supposed to actually take this part seriously. How could all those stupid Supreme Courts over the last 200 years have fallen for that?
I have a word with co-counsel.
No, you may not. Sit down, hacky sack. And enough with this, we're a nation of laws, crapola. Please. We're a nation of politics. Am I right? Am I right? The laws are simply devices to serve our ideologies. For example, this court, which is the smartest in the history of the world, trumpeted individual liberties to protect guns. Trump-da-da-da. But as for individual liberties for criminal defendants, who needs them? And then in the Guantanamo case, Big Tony said individual liberties be damned when it means more human lives might be lost. But in the guns case, it's hail, hail, individual liberties, even though more human lives might be lost. That's consistent. See, Big Tony knows the score. Look to your politics. That'll tell you what the law is.
Jerry.
Pipe down, Sacky boy. These are smart judges, these Supremes. And boy, once we got the newbies, Roberts and Alito, the preemies, the possibilities are just boundless. They don't have to be bound by the Constitution or the Founding Fathers. Seems they're not even bound by their own principles.
Jerry.
Consider. They always say political questions should be decided by elected officials. But as for guns, nuh-uh. They say we need to pay close attention to the precise words in the Constitution. But for guns, nuh-uh. They say they loathe judicial activism. But when it comes to guns, nuh-uh. Don't you just love these preemies? McCain does. He wants to go out and find more judges exactly like them. He's a smarty pants, too, that McCain. He knows how to become president. He once co-sponsored a bill closing the gun show loophole, but now, nuh-uh. He now believes the Second Amendment means no gun control. That might make him even smarter than Big Tony and the preemies. And Obama, he's no dummy. He once took a stand on firearms, but in his blueprint for change, nada. Nothing on gun control. I guess we don't need that much change. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you cannot convict Denny Crane. If anything, this man should be canonized. Oh, don't you love that word, canonized? Sounds like a big gun. Show of hands, how many are titillated? Denny Crane, like Big Tony, like the preemies, he doesn't look at the meaning of the Constitution and say why. He sees meanings that never were and says, why not? My client is a real American. Flag on his lapel, gun in his pants. He shoots bad guys. Boom, 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 boom. There is nothing more red, white, and blue than him. A man who knows, as does our president, as do the big five. Human life is simply no match for a gun.